very much for the introduction. It's a delight to be here. And I wish I had the drummers who were in yesterday's session, because after lunch it's always tough. But I hope to bring to you a slightly different perspective than what you would normally hear in a talent management session on human resources. So let's just get this presentation moving. What I want to start off with is the proposition that it is time for human resources to wake up to CSR. CSR, I think, as you probably know, is corporate social responsibility. But corporate social responsibility is not just about philanthropy. It's not just about giving back to communities. It's not just about being good to people and feeling nice. It's a whole new way of doing business. It's a strategic approach to doing business which impacts on almost every single aspect of the business and creates positive impacts on society and environment. Corporate social responsibility is what companies do in order to be successful at business, to generate greater profits and sustainable growth, while having a positive impact on society and environment. It's not just about philanthropy, so I wanted to make that quite clear. And CSR is relevant to India as it is to every other country and company operating anywhere in the world. Most of the examples that I'll be talking about are examples from the US or from Europe, but as business grows and the world becomes more interconnected and companies are dependent on customers and suppliers and consumers even in global supply chains, then CSR becomes a universal approach to doing business which applies to every business anywhere, small or large. So having said that, I'd like to just introduce you to the theory of CSR and human resources, because as businesses change and their strategies move to sustainable strategies, then the human resources management in any business needs to change. And I wrote what is actually the first book ever that was written for human resources professionals as a guide to help them understand what this concept of CSR means for human resources and to sort of shake them up, because most of the human resources people that I talk to around the world really don't know what it means for them. So let's look at what it means. Let's look at the unstoppable rise of clean tech. The world is going green, you all know about that. As the world is going green, companies are developing new green technologies. And the companies that are not developing the technologies are using them. Every company is adapting to a greener, low-carbon economy. Now, what does that mean for HR people? Who are the clean tech masters? Who are the people who are going to be coming into the business managing the green revolution? How do we recruit those people? How do we identify them? How do we motivate them? How do we win the war for talent in green employees? That's a question that HR managers need to be thinking about. But what about profit? There's a major profit potential in going green. The US Postal Service in 2009 announced a $27 million saving through the deployment of green teams within the business. That's employees who are getting engaged with saving electricity, saving energy, recycling, and doing a whole lot of things within their daily course of work that save their company money. And not every company may have the potential to reach $27 million savings, but every company has the potential to save maybe 15, 20, 30% on energy costs as a result of engaged employees in a green workplace. But that's not all. Employees themselves are changing. As the world becomes faster, more stressful, more dynamic, more competitive, more pressured, employees want to do something which is more than just earn money. Okay? Most of the graduates coming out of business schools today around the world are saying, we want to work for a company which we can respect. We want to do a job which has a positive impact on the world. And in research, and there's been many research, this particular piece of research that I'm showing you now was done in France, a database of over 22,000 students coming out of business schools, and 96% are saying it's important when we're choosing an employer to choose an employer that is a responsible employer.